Alright, guys, welcome back. We are watching Arcane Season 1, Episode 8. Oil and water. Man, you could apply that to a lot of characters in this, I feel like, huh? But last time, God, so much stuff happened. Man, uh, we met up with Echo again. He is the leader of the Firelights. My faith in Silco has been pretty much destroyed. Um, man, what else? Marcus died. That was pretty cool. Uh, uh, Jinx and yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. And we are bringing the Hex Tech gem thing back to where it belongs, I guess. And I don't know. I really don't think this is gonna go well. I don't know if giving like I just don't know if I buy the argument that this is going to do anything at all to help the situation, to just give this back, right? But I guess we'll see. Because, like, what would the alternative be? Make a nuclear bomb and bomb Piltover? That doesn't sound very good. So, I don't know. I guess we're going to see. We're watching episode 8. You can line your copy up with this if you want to. We are starting in 3, 2, 1. Alrighty. Who are you? I can't tell. Too far away. Oh. Is that Mel? Ooh. Broken Throne. Mel did get that letter, right? Which I think was from her family. Okay. Nice. What sounds fantastic. Sure. Well, not really, sadly. Unfortunately, wars are profitable. Ooh. No, that is interesting, huh? That perhaps this explains a lot of her behavior as well, right? Or her mindset on things. Wow, you have really thought this through, huh? Oh, the way her face is just dark like this, you know? It's Mel's mother, though. Yeah. If you can prove you can take it, that is a thing to say, huh? No, that shows so much about, like, her attitude about being so power hungry and so, you know, what should we do with her? Oh, fuck. Oh. She might think you're weak for saying that. Yeah, yeah. Right. Ooh, right. Yeah, like, going to crush their hope, right? Same kind of attitude, same kind of idea with the Undercity, right? Of course. Is she gonna let her make the decision? Oh, okay. A wolf has no mercy. Shit. God damn. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, that's actually so good. I loved that. No, that was so good. Oh, man. Wonder if she painted that up there. Oh, God. No, that makes so much sense. Oh, okay. He is dead, right? Yeah. Oh, fuck. Where's Jinx? There she is. I mean, surely she's not dead, right? Okay. Fuck. Oh. Oh god, right? And like Silco, man, right? Silco's gonna. Oh god, is it? Oh, she still has it. Oh god, I forgot. I forgot Jug still had it. Fuck. Right, 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 right. Yeah, 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 yeah. It was all for nothing. Silco has it. Fuck. Fuck. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think at all. I don't trust Silco with this kind of power, um, at all. But what is the alternative, right? What are we? Oh god. Oh god. It was all for nothing. It's an interesting thing to say. No, I don't know at all. I just have no idea. Oh God! Because after this, after what just happened, right? What is the response from Piltover going to be, right? I mean, it's escalating more and more and more, right? Ah, like, is this like Oh God! Oh God! I don't know. No, I just have no idea. I mean, there's fuck, fuck. It's all just about like, oh God. It's the base violence necessary for change, right? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're past that point now, though, right? Like, it's so far gone now, and I feel like we are reaching a crescendo now, where I don't know what the response from Piltover is going to be. I based off some of the stuff that Mel was telling Jace to do in the last episode. I Yeah, Marcus is dead, right? Like that's like look at what happened. This is not. They can't let this go, right? Fuck. So this is going to make up Jace's mind, right? About what he should do. Yeah, he doesn't know death. I guess he does, but not the same way. Mel's mother did. What is our response going to be? What are we going to do? Fuck. Shit. Bring her back home? Yeah. Oh, oh, it's well, kinda, but found a stray. Oh god, don't say that. Okay, sure. I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't really know what Caitlin's mother's attitude would be here, but oh, that's fine. Who cares about laws? Okay, sure. Oh God. Oh God, she hates that so much. Yeah, she hates that so much. Sure, right? Right. Sure. Yeah. Nothing else to say there, right? Nothing to actually say to rebut what she just said there, of course, right? Obviously. Okay. For about what though, right? Like what are I mean, oh. They aren't gonna I mean what are they gonna do? Go in there and I don't know. How are they gonna address the council in any way that means anything? Okay. What happened to Victor? Is he gonna show back up here? Yeah. No? Okay, Silco is here. Oh, right. It's worth it, right? It's worth it for him. He can't accept that. Yeah, no, no way. Right, the same way Silco's never given up. He can't imagine Jinx would want that. We can't let Jinx have that on some level as well. Yeah, she can't. Fuck. Man, because it's almost like on some level I feel like Silco sees Jinx as, oh, wow, okay. I didn't expect that. Alright, sure. What's up, Sevika? Silco's not here either. Okay, yeah. Sounds like Sevika's the one holding things down, huh? Hmm. It's Silco's. Yeah. Is he gonna try and convince her to? Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. He's slipping, huh? Certainly seems like it, right? He's not doing a very good job. I agree with that. Hmm. I don't like him. I don't trust him at all, though, right? Him and the other people at that table, right? I don't think they would be good for the Undercity either, right? But who would be, right? Hmm. It would be interesting if she does this again, you know? Okay. Oh, yeah. She's here. Get to see her face now. Oh, man. What do you think she's thinking looking at her? You know, it's probably like she feels like she's a child again, right? Probably doesn't receive the same respect from her that she does from everyone else, you know? Hmm. Oh, since you banished me. Mm-hmm. Oh, right. Hmm. I feel like I don't know. I don't know. Her criticizing her sentimentality all the time, I think has been frankly pretty effective at getting rid of that sentimentality from Mel's mind, but I don't know. Her brother's gone. Ooh, interesting. Yeah. What do you mean you knew? You're the one who. Okay, sure, okay, alright. Maybe I was not being, fair to her before. Okay, sure. Yeah, right. I agree with that, right? And I thought Mel had that same mindset when she told Jace to make the weapon in the first place, right? If she's being genuine about the idea of just a weapon for defense, I think that's like impossible, you know? Who are you? Oh, great. I don't like her. I do not like her. I see why Mel doesn't like her. And I feel like God, and despite how much she hates her, it seems like, right? I think she has still impacted Mel's behavior so much. That is crazy. Yeah, of course. Ugh. How much older is she than Powder? Oh, that responsibility, right? That responsibility. Yeah. And she wasn't there to protect her. Yeah, fuck. There was nothing you could have done though. Silco would have just killed you. Like, oh, fuck, dude. Oh god, what are the effects of this going to be? Fuck, I want to see Victor too. God damn it. Oh shit. The things that make you different, that make you strong. Oh, what the fuck? Oh my god. Oh, great. Awesome. Good. This is hard to watch. Man. God, she's formed this. God. She's formed this horrible mindset about Caitlyn now. I guess he had to put Silco out if that's what the process was going to be like for Jinx, right? Oh God, where is she? Fuck. Oh God, what has he done? Yeah, saved her life, right? But as we've seen with his little pet, is Heimerdinger is being just alive worth it? You know what I mean? Interesting. Where is he going? Ooh, interesting. Unable to give anything, of course, right? I assume he has nothing to give, but it is an interesting, hmm. Ooh. Oh, thank you. You know, he's been alive for a long time, so oh, wow. So seeing this is surely nothing new to him, right? It's not like he's naive about society, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he's thinking. I mean, obviously, he thinks society now is down the wrong path, right? Of course. Oh, one of the firelights, yeah. Oh, Echo. Oh, Echo, okay. Is he alright? Yeah, he sure is. Well, not a counselor anymore. Well, I suppose. I mean, I guess you don't want to give up that fast, right? Ah, yeah, he can't get any. Gonna fix it for him, I assume. Hmm. I was about to say, seems like we have our first like villain, right? But there's not gonna be any real villains, right? I'm sure even her, Medarda's mother, Mel's mother, I guess she's Medarda, right? Isn't just gonna be purely a villain, right? Mm-hmm. Among other things. So, I think some other things are more important to her than being Mel's mother, unfortunately. Ooh. They aren't helpless at all, certainly, right? Mind hiding behind the body. Right, yeah. Uh, sure. Failure, she doesn't like failure though, right? I mean, come on. She thinks she has an option right now that won't just lead to failure, you know? Okay, right. General Parlek. Okay, right, sure. Man, you can really see where Mel gets it, huh? Can't you? Ooh, oh, okay. Interesting. Well, do we? I don't know, not for them, maybe. Oh, well, he was being threatened. Yeah. Okay, let's hear it. Yeah. I'm sure they know, right? I'm sure it's not unknown to them what reality is like down there. Okay, but again, it's like if we're painting everything on Silco, that doesn't fix anything, right? We can get Silco out of the way, sure. Um, what do they think about that, huh? Oh, maybe. Oh, God. Bad ones too, yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's any chance. You know, if Shimmer was enough to topple Piltover, I think Silco would have done it by now, right? When do we say enough is enough? But I just think that's an unfair way to look at it because if they weren't being treated the way they were by Piltover, the situation wouldn't be like the way it was anyway, you know? So yeah, enough is enough, but not from them, from you guys, right? That's I don't know. I right. I mean he hates them, but not for like base I don't know, he hates them but for reasons that make sense right, like I don't think he hates them for illogical insane reasons, right? If they negotiated and actually offered things that made sense and treated the undercity well, I don't think Silco would turn it down. I guess he might, he has fantasies of revolution that I think might go beyond logic, but God, is there another way? That's just what we've been saying the whole time for the whole show, is there has to be another way, right? And there never is. Oh, yeah, that it's just impossible, that there's no solution. But no, that's the thing, right? On an individual level, it can work out, right? It goes back to, like, literally what Caitlyn said before, right? That she's a person too, and I agree with that. On an individual level, that works. But on a systemic level like this, there have to be, I don't know, you can't solve it through interpersonal relationships one-on-one like this, right? Obviously. Victor. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh. Okay. Wow. How long has it been since he's walked without a cane? Oh my god. Wow. You gotta start running? Man. Oh my god. Don't overdo it. Okay. Fuck. Shit. But what? There have to be side effects, right? Like, I just... I don't know. It can't be all good, right? It's too good to be true. Oh, she's gonna see. She's gonna see. Oh. Okay. Hmm. Oh. More of his blood. What is she? Oh, wow. God, he's so frail. His... Can't blame her, honestly. But, yeah. What is... Oh, God. Oh, maybe you shouldn't. I don't know if you should turn him away from it. Uh, I don't know. I literally don't know. I don't know what the implications of this is, right? Fuck. What is even, like, literally what is going on, right? What's gonna happen to her? What's gonna happen to him? Oh, fuck. Oh, no. What? Oh! Is she just dead? Did she got, like, absorbed by it? Oh, fuck, dude. It's like he was trying to use more of his blood, and it, like, took her entire body. Oh, fuck. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. What Heimerdinger warned us about. Oh my god. Okay. What does that mean? What does that mean, though? Like, what? Oh god. Like, for the future of Hex Tech in general, right? Making a weapon. And once these weapons exist, there's no putting it away, you know. Once it's made, it's made. Oh, fuck. What are you doing, Vi? Shut up. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. But what do we do? What do we do? I just... Ah, God. Oh, fuck. That fits her pretty well, huh? Man, sure. Seems like a weapon too, though, huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, but the situation is just yeah, exactly, right? What do we do, right? We can't wage war on the Undercity, right? Okay, but does that fix anything, right? I mean, like I guess we can get Silco out of the way, but Silco isn't the bad guy, right? Just I understand why Vi hates Silco, obviously, right? Like Vi obviously wants Silco fucking dead. She wants him out of there. And I understand that, but it doesn't actually do anything to help the situation at large at all, right? There will just be another Silco, if nothing changes about the situation, right? Okay. Guess we got that supply derailed, huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wow. Quite the hammer, huh? Ooh. Oh. Shimmer. Oh, fuck. Oh, God, what does that do? Oh, no. Oh, God. It activates some kind of horrible weapons, it would seem. That's. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, God. Maybe we are just going to all out war, right? If this is. Fuck. Oh, God. But, like, because here's the problem, right? If we're going to all out war like this, I don't think it's gonna stop just when Silco's dead. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Where's Vi? Where is Vi? There she is. And how strong is this hammer? Oh, shit. Just like the opening. Pretty good for mining, huh? Alright. I don't know what to think about this. Oh, God. Has Jace ever fought anyone before? Oh, well, he's doing a pretty good job. I think that weapon's probably OP, but... Hextech versus Shimmer, huh? Oh, shit. Gotta back up his mind with his body? Nice. Oh, God. Okay. God, it looks so good. Oh, wow. Yeah, with this kind of power. Oh, fuck. Okay. With this kind of power, I seems like we'll be fine, right? Oh, Jesus Christ. What are we? It became Thor's hammer. Oh, it can shoot energy blasts, of course. Right. Man. No, this is just this isn't good, right? Because what we're seeing on both sides is just this escalation of weapons, right? That's what this is. Fuck. Wow. And that's what's at stake, right? When this is what's happening on both sides, is that. Yeah. And that's what both sides are ignoring, right? Is it worth it? For Vi, it is, I suppose. Think she would do anything to see Silco gone. Being faced with death. Yeah. Man, there are gonna be a whole lot more deaths like that if we keep going down this path. Oil and water, right? All of them, right? And I mean, and even these people, fuck, you know? Like, and these weapons can't disappear once you've made them. Fuck. Alright, well, feels like we have really passed the point of no return, you know? Like, ah, ooh. Still injured, yeah. Man. How many more drops of blood are gonna spill? What is she thinking? Does she have an answer? I don't think so, right? I mean, obviously she rejects Vi's position there, and I agree with her in that case, right? I agree that it's not impossible, of course, for people in Piltover in the Undercity to find some kind of real peace, but I don't know what a path to that would possibly look like. Oh, what is on the mirror? Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, God. We didn't know where Jinx went after what happened, right? Fuck. Oh, God. Oh, no. God damn it. Fuck. Shit. Oh, God. I didn't even think about that. Like, oh, good God. Things have escalated so fast. I'm starting to think the ending is truly just gonna be like we just don't have an answer, right? Because that's kind of the thing, right? It's like, what is the answer, right? Do we have an answer? Is an answer possible? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Like, what do we do? Getting Silco out of the way. I guess I understand. I understand why Vi wants to do it. I understand getting Silco out of power would probably be a good thing, but it doesn't actually do anything to fix anything, right? The same way getting Vander out of power, right? When we had like that scene at the last drop where all the people were mad at Vander for not doing anything, right? Well, Vander got out of power and someone replaced him, and nothing got better. That's for sure, right? And I think the same thing's gonna happen with Silco, right? Sure, I guess less people might suffer because of Silco's own actions, but it's not gonna do anything to actually fix the situation, you know? And at this point, it's like, what would a fix for the situation even look like? You know, like I feel like I just disagree with Vi on the idea that negotiation is impossible. You know, I reject that. Right? I guess I understand. I understand why she has that position with Silco specifically. But between the Undercity and Piltover in general, I refuse to believe that peace is impossible. You know. Oh God, I don't know. I don't know. No spoilers. Okay, we will talk about the episode in the discussion. Okay, let's talk about the episode. Oh god, what just happened? Okay, that was weird. That was a good episode. This felt like a very complicated episode, honestly. I feel like this one was a lot less, I don't know, I don't even know what to say. This was a very much like a rising action towards the climax of the next episode, right? I feel like we have so many juggling pieces, so much stuff going on now, you know, that it's really might be rough. I don't know. Either way, I loved the stuff we got with Mel in this episode so much. God, it's so good. So we meet Mel's mother, which we didn't get her name, right? I mean, I guess I'll call her Medarda maybe, and I'll call Mel Mel. Um, who knows, right? But her attitude about stuff is very terrifying, right? She seems to basically embody the all of the negative stuff I've ever said about Mel. Her mother basically embodies all of that tenfold, right? And her mother having this attitude about things certainly explains a lot about Mel's own attitude, right? Which is interesting because her mother in this episode, when she comes back, says stuff about how she thinks, like, oh, Mel's sentimentality makes her weak and all that, stuff like that, right? Or sentimentality has, would be better placed with the weak spine, all that stuff, right? Even though, of course, I have always had such a negative view of Mel, and I have always said that she seems like, that she's like manipulating Jace and that she's so power hungry and all of this, right? Which I'm not exactly completely going back on. I don't think that's untrue. I think a lot of the way she has been viewing her relationship with Jace and viewing a lot of stuff and the way she says things makes me think that that is like her attitude here. But it makes so much sense now, like why she's like this when her mother is like this, right? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just completely, I don't know. It explains her situation so much more. Obviously, she has formed like, I don't even know what to call it. It's not like an inferiority complex, but she really wants to prove herself to her mother, or at least she did at one point, right? I think she still does, even if she probably tells herself she doesn't, and that she seems like she just doesn't like her mom, right? That she dislikes her, of course, after she was banished a decade ago or whatever. Um, but I think based off of her behavior and like the stuff like that in one of the first episodes we ever saw her, right? And she mentioned like kind of scornfully the fact that she's the poorest Medarda still, even though she's the richest person in Piltover. That still shows that she still compares herself to her family, right? And she still thinks that she, on some level, like, isn't good enough, right? Or that she, maybe not that she isn't good enough, but that she wants to just prove herself, right? She wants to, amass a lot of power or whatever the status or whatever the thing that she thinks she needs to do to prove herself, right? Which I think in this case with her family is like political power, right? Um, which again, I mean, that doesn't excuse Mel, right? It's weird to talk about because the story hasn't really gone into specifics about a lot of stuff, right? We only kind of vaguely know the situation between Piltover and the Undercity through, like, just the outcomes of what we've seen between them, right? We don't know the actual details of how exactly Piltover is mistreating citizens in the Undercity, or what the actual relationship between these two places are. Um, it seems like to me, because obviously because of the fact that people in Piltover are so, I mean, people in the Undercity have historically, it seems like, been so for the idea of revolution. I mean, it must be pretty bad, right? Um, and so, with that in mind, with just that basic fact in mind, of course, Mel is obviously complicit in that system, right? Mel hasn't done anything to actually fix the horrible treatment of people in the Undercity for the entire time she's been a counselor. I guess we don't know how long she's been a counselor, but it certainly doesn't seem like it's been at all a priority of hers in all of the episodes we've seen, right? So it's not like just because now we have a more personal and emotional understanding of her behavior and why she acts the way she does, that actually makes her any better of a person, right? Um, it makes her much more relatable, and I think you can empathize with her a lot more, but it doesn't change her actions being what they are, right? And again, it's like, it's hard to point to specifics because we don't know the specifics, right? We just know she's in a position of literally the top of society, and the society is very unequal and mistreats this giant group of people, and she hasn't done anything about it. And it doesn't seem to be a priority for her to do anything about it, right? So yeah, that's just what I'm saying, right? And certainly, and I think even that attitude, you could even say that's downstream from her mother as well, from her mother's attitude as well, right? Because her mom certainly has, at least openly, right, the worst attitude about, or the worst ideas for how we should treat people in the Undercity, right? Um, it's hard to say. I feel like a lot of other characters, a lot of the other counselors, I think, have a similar position to what Mel's mother has on the Undercity, where in terms of they literally don't care about them at all, at the very least. They just don't really say it as openly as she does, right? Mel's mother is very blunt and is very, she knows death, I suppose, right? You must learn to be both the fox and the wolf. And it is interesting, she says this about her brother. And her brother is dead now. Huh. I don't know. Oh, and that's okay. And her brother is Kino. Right. Yeah, I didn't pick up on that. Okay. Says war is a failure of statecraft. And that is an interesting idea, right? Because unfortunately, war is like profitable. Um, and that is certainly something that Piltover cares about a lot, is profits and money. Um, and again, we don't know the specifics, but a lot of the time, having like a permanent underclass of citizens, like they do with the Undercity, is beneficial in some way to a society like this. So, I mean, you know, I guess you don't call that war exactly, but and of course, in like the logical sense, if you aren't like a maniac, obviously, yes, war is a failure of statecraft, right? Like, yeah, you don't want to get into war. Like, that's against the best interests of everybody, almost everybody, right? Hmm. And man, Mel is at such a young age. She knows all this stuff, huh? It's kind of creepy, honestly. This her attitude about all of this. Hmm. I will give you the world, child, if you prove you can take it. And I think that like this attitude that she has, that line right there, says so much because it shows like, she has the same attitude that like Victor kind of had, or like Silco has, right? Silco is a better example, right? Silco thinks you need to have the power to take power, right? You know what I mean? Like that's what Shimmer is literally representative of, right? Even though he hasn't fucking done anything with it to actually revolt in any way. It's still, Silco thinks, the base violence necessary for change, right? You have to be willing to do violence and take power from other people, right? Um, and it seems like Mel's mother certainly has a very similar position on that, right? Mel's mother certainly, I think she probably thinks of herself as a very superior person. She thinks she deserves to be in the position in society that she's in, right? Um, and because she imagines that she herself probably, yeah, she took the world, right? She proved that she could take it. And she's saying the same thing to Mel. And I think again that explains so much about Mel's attitude about things throughout the whole show, right? Even in this moment, right? Like her idea of being merciful in this moment. God. She's a symbol of the old regime. Kill her now, and only one must die. Let her live, and you may need to kill thousands. What that is interesting is that reminds me of the whole idea, the whole thing we're going into now of getting Silco out of the way, right? The idea that if you can just kill Silco, maybe everything would be fine, right? Or well, I just don't think it will be, right? Like I can just imagine you can take a similar position on that, right? Because obviously, in order to keep the Undercity at bay forever, all they need to do is make sure they never have any form of leadership, right? So it's the same idea as this, right? I guess it's hard to say if it really applies to Silco though, because Silco is doing such a fucking awful job at doing everything that it's hard to really say, right? But of course, like this attitude, right? It makes sense. It's this single sacrifice for the greater good. In this case, it's a sacrifice for the greater evil, I guess, because this doesn't sound like a very good situation that they've orchestrated here. But kind of same. I mean, that's kind of been a theme in general, right? With like Vander wanting to give himself up, for example. That kind of thing, right? Doesn't give her the choice and cuts off her head. So, a wolf has no mercy. I wonder what it is exactly that Mel did that led to her being banished, right? What was it that to her mother showed that she had too much sentimentality or wasn't a wolf or whatever? I don't know. Because it's so weird to me because my interpretation of Mel this whole time has certainly been the opposite of saying that she is at all sentimental. right? Um, because I just really just don't see that at all from her. I don't see at all that she has been like caring about people about the Undercity or anything, you know? It just really doesn't seem like she does, right? She certainly hasn't done anything about it, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. To me, she has seemed very power hungry and very, like, it seems like that was her orchestrating this whole Jace's rise to power thing has been like that, right? Like, the first time we ever saw her was her deciding a gift to give to that other counselor dude to buy herself more favor, you know? Stuff like that, right? So, she seems like she is a wolf to me in that case, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. You almost have to wonder, it's like when she looks at Jace now, if she wonders if she is being weak, you know? I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say, right? God, and the situation is real bad. Silco freaking out about Jinx. At this point, I feel like Silco literally views Jinx as like a way for him to redeem himself about like Vander, right? Silco never had any kind of conclusion with Vander, any kind of like, he never like fixed that problem in his head. You know what I mean? With Jinx, it's like with Jinx, if he can successfully like navigate her through her situation with Vi, I think that he imagines that he would find some kind of closure in himself with Vander, right? Or I don't know if he's like consciously thinking that, but I think that's what it is, right? I think that is like emotionally, that's why he treats Jinx in this way. You know what I mean? Like that's why he has to be sure that she can't die here, right? Obviously, I think he cares about her like beyond that in some way too. But I think it's like it's so intertwined with his relationship with Vander as well that it's just so yeah. God, and everyone is fucking dead. They have the hex tech thing still. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do with it. What Silco is gonna do with it. Like, God, the acceleration of weaponry on both sides is just terrifying, right? And obviously, this is like a point of no return, right? All of these fucking people on the bridge were murdered. Uh, my God, they can't ignore this. Obviously, like to me, this is obviously the kind of thing that leads to full scale like war, you know. And it's a war that there's no way the Undercity can do anything, right? Like the people in the council were talking about how dangerous Shimmer is, but I guess if Shimmer was that powerful and they really stood a chance, I feel like Silco would have done something, right? Like, despite how inept I feel like Silco is, maybe not inept, but um incompetent because of his fucking, I don't know, mental instability at times. If he truly thought he had the power to take over Piltover, I think he would, right? Like he says, of course, that he's just interested in, the Undercity becoming its own sovereign nation or whatever. Um, but it's obviously he's talked about revolution, right? He's the base violence necessary for change. He's talked about that, right? Obviously, he wants whatever tendrils Piltover still has that influences the Undercity. He wants those gone, right? And if he had the power to wrest the Undercity away from Piltover and make it its own sovereign nation, he would have done that by now. If he thought Shimmer was powerful enough to do that, you know. So I just don't think for a moment that if full-scale war actually breaks out between Piltover and the Undercity, that the Undercity has any chance at all, you know? They would just get crushed, right? Like, oh god. And it's like, and for Jace, right? I think this moment for Jace is him understanding, or him deciding in this moment that things have gone too far and he has to develop these weapons with the Hex Tech, right? If he hadn't already decided it beforehand, you know? But I obviously I don't agree with that. I don't think that's the correct route to go down, because I mean it's like inventing nuclear bombs, right? It's just not I don't know, right? I guess Silco's a lunatic, and I guess Silco could do some crazy shit with the Hex Tech thing. And I mean, I guess it's the same issue that, like, in real life, we were literally in with, like, nuclear weapons as well, right? The idea that the other side could develop them before we do, so we have to do it too, right? Like the Cold War, right? Like, we keep up scaling up more and more and more, making more and more destructive weapons, you know? I guess they're kind of in the same situation now, but rough. Rough. We return to Caitlyn's house. And God, Caitlyn's man, all of these characters' relationships with their parents is it's very good. I enjoy all of them, right? Like her, her saying that Caitlyn saying she wants to take responsibility, and her mother immediately saying, oh, you're a counselor's daughter. Your actions reflect on the entire body. Like that's what Caitlyn wants to escape from, right? That's why Caitlyn has pursued this career that's different than what her mother would have wanted from her, right? Um, she wants to escape the clutches of like her social position, essentially, right? She wants to not be bound by these things. And it's interesting, like Caitlyn saying all of this stuff about the Undercity, um, having to choose between a kingpin who wants to exploit them and a government that doesn't give a shit. And that's an interesting dichotomy, um, because it being framed as a dichotomy makes it sound like there isn't another answer, right? That there's no other option. Which I guess maybe for the normal civilians that is true, right? Normal people in the Undercity who aren't in any position of power, of course, that's kind of true, right? Like, their situation just kind of fucking sucks, you know? But obviously there has to be an answer other than Silco or the counselors, Because neither of them are doing anything to help normal people, right? So I don't know. I don't know. God, I don't know. And I guess it's interesting. I feel like Caitlyn, I feel like, was kind of sheltered before this. And I feel like for Caitlyn, she actually was on some level ignorant about what the Undercity was like before now. So I think she, seeing it, actually has led to a significant change in the way she views the situation. I guess we don't know what her thoughts on the Undercity were before all of this, right? But certainly it's changed now, right? Like, I think she understands much more than before, right? Here's scientist guy. Silco brings Jinx here to have her fixed, right? He literally says, oh, she can't die, right? Because I think her dying for Silco would be like him failing. It would be like him dying instead of Vander. But not even that, right? Because no, I just feel like he's getting some kind of weird sense of closure out of the idea of Jinx doing what with Vi. I don't know what exactly, right? But he has emotionally connected himself to Jinx and Vi's relationship the same way he connected himself with Vander, and that's why he's so attached to her. Like, yeah, I don't know. I've said that a million times, so. And yeah, he knocks him out. I guess he had to, right? Because of course, and he says it too. I too once had a daughter. I think he knows that if Silco saw how much pain Jinx was going through this procedure, he wouldn't be able to stop it, right? He wouldn't be able to stop himself from doing something to the scientist guy. So, sure, right. So this fucking guy shows up. What's the point of this scene? What are we doing in this scene, right? Um, I think it shows. I think this scene is very important. I think it shows that even if Silco is taken out, even if Silco is gone, and Vi gets her wish and Silco dies, he isn't in power anymore, the people who are next in line, the people who would wrest power of the Undercity next, wouldn't be any better for it, right? Not only that the people in power in the Undercity wouldn't do any better for it, but killing Silco anyway, whoever is in power of the Undercity anyway, wouldn't do anything about their situation, right? If it is truly this impossible and there's nothing they can do to actually, like, revolt in any way against Piltover, right? Again, assuming we know so few details about their actual situation that at this point it's so hard to say what that would actually look like or what that would achieve, right? It wouldn't do anything getting Silco out of the way, right? This dude could just replace him, and that wouldn't fix anything, right? I just don't know. But there has to be an answer to the situation, right? So I don't know. I don't know. Man. Because I think, this guy's saying all this stuff about how Silco's done such a bad job controlling the Undercity, but would this guy do any better, right? Is it even on the leader of the Undercity to make their situation better when it's Piltover's fault? You know what I mean? Like, I guess obviously Silco has made their situation worse, so of course that's, he's doing worse than doing nothing would be, right? But I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. Here is Mel's mother. Arrived. Arrived in Piltover. So that letter was from her, right? She has heard, you have to assume that she is here to see how Mel is going to handle the situation with the Undercity, right? Of course, I assume it's been, I don't know, planetary news about all this crazy shit going on. Because, of course, Piltover is like the home of Hextech and all that stuff. I assume it's a pretty big player at this point on the global scale, right? I sent you here to oversee your family's interests and grow yourself. God, she's so slippery, right? Like, because she means grow yourself, as in, like, I want you to prove yourself to me. I want you to be different, you know? Like, hmm. Your brother's gone. So her brother died, the one who said that stuff about Warcraft, which is interesting. I don't know. I don't know. That is kind of scary, right? That the person who said that war is a bad idea died the episode where things are things are increasing in tension so much and it seems like war is on the horizon. Rough. Hmm. So, okay. Her mother's attitude is that the Undercity needs to be like crushed, I guess, right? Um that it's gone too far, right? Sorry, I accidentally stopped my recording. So she says here that she sponsored Hextech to protect the city, not to burn it to the ground, which is really weird to me because in the last episode, her saying that she wanted Jace to make weapons, I guess she was being genuine in that she actually thinks that a path to peace is to make a bunch of weapons. Um, I guess because she really thinks that they need to protect themselves from the Undercity, which, like, I guess, but to me, that's just such a clear, like, it's just going to be a crazy escalation. Like, I just don't know. Like, what her mother says here is actually, like, true, right? That weapons can't be unmade and they are always used. I genuinely agree with that, right? If we make these crazy hex tech weapons, they're going to be used and they're going to kill people. And they're going to, like, now that they exist, I don't know. I literally agree with her mother in this case, so that's fucking weird. I don't like that. So maybe I need to think more. But it is weird to me because it seems like naive of Mel, honestly, the idea that they could make these hex tech weapons and use them purely as just defense, you know? Like that. I just think that's very silly. I always assumed that she truly did have the ulterior motive of the weapons existing for worse purposes, you know what I mean? And of course, Mel rejects her mother's guidance, obviously. Because of course she wants to prove herself still, right? Even though, like she hates her mother now, it's clear, right? At least I think she mostly does, right? Um, but I think on some level she still wants her approval, right? Maybe she doesn't want her approval, but she wants to prove herself to at least try and prove her mother that she was like wrong about her, right? So, man. Hmm. What happened to Powder isn't Vi's fault, is what Caitlin says. And Vi goes on this long story about her and Powder's kids, right? And it all boils down to Vi feeling like she has this personal responsibility for Powder, right? Not even just Powder, but I think everyone in her life, right? Everyone that she feels like she failed, you know? She must feel like she failed the Undercity itself. You know what I mean? Um, which is a bad mindset to have about life in general, right? It's bad to take too much responsibility onto yourself, right? Because I think that just leads you to beating yourself up forever at all times, you know? Like, she was in jail for however many years, right? She can't blame herself for what happened to Powder, right? There was nothing she could have done at the end of episode 3. Silco would have just killed her, you know? There was nothing she could have done, right? Like, but she feels so personally responsible for it. And it just scares me because what if it's true that Jinx is unfixable, right? What if it's true that she can't do anything to get Powder back, right? What Echo said, essentially, right? What would Vi think of? Vi would never be able to accept that, right? Vi would never be able to see it as that, as reality, if that is the case, you know? So she would always view it as a personal failure on her part for not being able to fix Jinx, essentially, right? Oh god. This is like a horrible, painful scene to watch, right? Like, so Jinx has formed this whole thing about Vi and Caitlyn because like she feels like Vi abandoned her at the end of episode 3, right? And now she sees Vi running around with Caitlyn all the time. It's like she feels like, you know, that she like wasn't enough, essentially, right? Similar to like the way Mel feels, which is interesting, right? Um, well, maybe. I don't know. Mel's feelings, I can't decide if Mel thinks that she isn't enough or if she thinks that she is right and that her mother is wrong. I don't know. Not sure. Either way, Jinx thinks that she like isn't enough because her sister abandoned her, right? Because she always had that problem, right? Like in the first few episodes, where she felt so inferior to everyone else that she couldn't fight, that she couldn't do anything, you know. And then her sister abandoned her, right? So seeing her run around with Caitlyn all the time, yeah, it's driving her insane now, right? Like, because she thinks that yeah, that must be evidence that Caitlyn must be enough and that she isn't, you know. Oh God, saved her life. Saved her life, which, oh, fuck, what is Powder gonna do? I hope she doesn't kill Caitlyn. That would be rough if that happens. That is for sure. So Heimerdinger's walking around the Undercity. It is interesting, right? I don't know. I don't know. It's very weird that he does this to me. I don't really know what his motivation is in a sense, right? This feels like a very interesting scene to me. This guy reaching out to him and him having nothing to give him, right? Um, hmm. Because I guess Heimerdinger, I don't think for a second that Heimerdinger is naive to what the situation in the Undercity is like, right? I don't think he's like sheltered like that, right? I think all of the counselors understand what the situation in the Undercity is. I think it would be fucking crazy if they don't, honestly. That would be I don't know. I maybe they're that out of touch, but um Heimerdinger saying he wants to help the people down here, it makes sense because, of course, in some level, he has always had the greater society at whole, like, on his mind, right? That's why he's rejected this hex tech stuff, because he thought it truly was dangerous to other people, right? Um, but his decision that he can't do anything about it, right? He decides that they rejected him because of people's attitude towards him. I think is like unfair, right? Because of course people down in the Undercity are going to not be very nice, right? Because of the situation they live in, right? Like, I just feel this is kind of a base level thing to talk about, I guess, but like, of course, people in the Undercity aren't going to be the nicest people to random strangers all the time because they kind of live in constant turmoil and, like, you know, threatening, struggling to survive and that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So him giving up so quickly is, I don't know, I feel like that's just kind of stupid, but I don't know, I guess. He meets up with Echo, which thank God Echo's okay. Um, but so I don't know what this relationship between Heimerdinger and Echo is going to lead us to. I think Heimerdinger is going to fix his ride out of here, and they're gonna go somewhere. I just don't really know. I never thought these characters were gonna talk to each other, that's for sure. I don't really know. I don't know. What are we gonna do? What is Echo gonna do now? I have no idea, right? Like, I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you. Hmm. The Elorian general Sonim Parlek used to find ways to meet his enemies blindfold. God, can I read? He said a man's mind hides behind his body. Somehow, I doubt he ever tried this. Very interesting, right? This idea of your mind hiding behind your body. Um, I think, in a vague sense, you can say it applies to, like, Piltover itself, right? The counts. I mean, she brings this up too, but I think like the idea behind it is, yeah, the council is the problem, the mind hiding behind the body. And in this case, what would we say the body is, right? To me, the idea of the body is the literal physical force that Piltover is able to use, right? Like the enforcers, right? Because that's kind of what her Medarda's idea here is, right? Is to use physical force against the Undercity. To do what exactly, I'm not sure. I mean, to kill them all? I certainly hope not. But, hmm. And, like, I don't know. Jace brings up, frankly, a terrible example, right? The success rate for... Do you know what the success rate for Senior Academy Adventures is? 3% were no strangers to failure, right? That they keep trying until they get it right. We can't just keep trying until we get it right with things like this, right? That has led us to however long this situation has gone on for, you know? There has to be some kind of solution to the Undercity and Piltover that isn't a 3% success rate. You know what I mean? Of course, I disagree. Like, Medarda here, like, she doesn't like what he says here because, of course, she thinks she has an option that is better than a 3% success rate, right? I don't like her option, whatever it is. I don't like her attitude about these things, but yeah, I want you to succeed here. You don't want to fail, right? Yeah, grace the world with Hex Tech. Slaughtered with your eyes closed. Hmm. And that is interesting, right? That it's almost like if the people in power fail too much, then of course, yeah, I mean, there is always the risk of being slaughtered with your eyes closed, right? Hmm. It's like you're missing, like, what's really important there, right? Your eyes are closed, right? I don't know. I don't know. So Jace really wants to act now, which of course makes complete sense because, like, everyone died. All those people on the bridge died. Things are escalating to a point. Things are escalating to a point now where I understand them wanting to get Silco out of power, right? I would understand if they wanted to use violent means to get Silco out of power, right? I still don't know if that would be, like, good, because they would definitely go way too far, and taking Silco out of power wouldn't do anything, right? But Silco is a dangerous person to essentially everyone at this point, so I get it, I guess, right? I don't know, I don't know. At the same time, right, I I disagree with the council's take that it is impossible to negotiate, right? Here, let me read these again. That could trigger a war, yeah. There were good people down there, bad ones too. What a stupid thing to say. Hmm. A diplomatic solution, right? So, it is very interesting to me that the idea of a diplomatic solution is, like, scorned, essentially, right? Because I think a diplomatic solution should be tried, right? Am I crazy for that? Am I insane? I guess I agree that it's very likely that Silco would not be down for a diplomatic solution, right? I think his ideas of revolution are too, like, ideological and too he cares too much about the idea of revolution more than the reality of it, I think. So I don't know if a diplomatic solution I don't know if he would care about that, right? Especially because I assume a diplomatic solution would result in him, his power over the Undercity being weakened. You know, he is kind of advantaged by the situation right now because he does have this position of power. You know what I mean? But God, if it just wasn't fucking Silco, you know, because it's so hard because. The idea of negotiating being impossible in this situation, I disagree with it, of course, but because it's Silco, I don't really disagree because it is fucking Silco, you know? So I don't know. I don't know. Man, you can't talk to him. He hates you, everything you stand for, which I don't disagree with. He'll never back down. Maybe, right? That's very possible, you know? But that doesn't mean, like, Vi takes this to mean that it is impossible for the Undercity and, the Undercity and Piltover to ever be together at ever, right? She says they're like oil and water, right? Which I absolutely have to disagree with, right? This is how things are, how they've always been. It's almost like she has come back around to Vander's position, but from the other way, right? She thinks now that trying to do anything about the situation is useless and shouldn't be done not because she doesn't want the people around her to be hurt. That was Vander's motivation, but because she thinks it's just impossible, that there's no way for anything to ever change, right? Like, God, there must be something else we can do some other way. And that is that's the entire point of this show in general, isn't it? Right? The idea that something else can be done, but we don't know what it is, right? Because that's what I've been struggling with the whole time, that there has to be some other way, but I don't know what it is. So I don't know what to say other than that, And it's and that's kind of, in conflicts in real life, that's how it always is too, right? That there has to be some kind of solution, but no one ever knows what it is, right? And of course, and like Caitlin saying, what about us, right? That makes sense in a way, right? Because yes, of course, they have been able to or have a friendship now, right? And they're able to overcome their differences. But interpersonally, that might be possible, but on a societal level, that's never going to happen, right? All the people from the Undercity, all the people from Piltover are never going to come together and hold hands and sing, right? That is impossible. You cannot fix a giant societal issue like this with one-on-one interpersonal relationships, and that's why I think that thing she said in the last episode, or was that 2 episodes ago, about how oh, she's a person too, yes, of course that's true, but that doesn't mean anything, right? Yes, people in Piltover are people in the Undercity are people, whole lot of good that's done, and that's never gonna do any good on a societal level to fix anything, I don't know. Man. Oh god, and fucking Victor. So Victor's thing is working. He has certainly reclaimed his physical ability, I guess, right? It's unclear. He decides he needs more, I guess, right? But I don't know, right? It goes badly. That is for sure. Maybe Heimerdinger was right. I don't know. To me, this feels disconnected now from the main plot in a way, but I know it isn't, because I know because I know Hextech and Shimmer are very much related to each other and being representative of weapons and power. So Victor continuing to work with it and augment himself in this way definitely means stuff, right? Especially the fact that Sky fucking dies here. But I don't know. I don't know what to make of it exactly. Obviously, it's fucking horrible that she dies. It makes you think maybe Heimerdinger was right, That maybe once you've opened this door to this kind of technology, you can't close it, It certainly seems fucking terrifying. God, I don't know. I don't know. And Jace is working on the Hex Tech weapons, so that's great. That is fantastic. And both of us want to make Silco pay, right? Which, again, I get it. I understand both of them wanting to make Silco pay, wanting Silco to die. I understand completely. The problem, of course, is, again, that doesn't solve anything. So, I guess it'll marginally make the lives of people in the Undercity better, but someone else will just take power, will take Silco's position, and it won't be any better. So, I don't know. Interpersonally, I understand why both of them want to make Silco pay, of course, but it's just this isn't a solution, obviously. So we go to shut down Silco's Shimmer supply, which, I guess makes sense, right? We're getting Silco out of power, sure, why not? We bring enforcers with us, which surprises me. I guess, Jace is a counselor. I guess he has a whole lot of power. He can order them around, right? But this seems like such a crazy fucking escalation, and it's we're seeing it here, right? The crazy weapons that both sides have now, right? The Shimmer, the Hex Tech, the way it's just going to escalate forever. Nothing is ever going to be the same. It's rough. It is very rough, right? Man. And fucking Jace got it down, apparently. He fucking, man. I was doubting his ability to fight, but jeez. And maybe one of my favorite moments in the whole show so far is when Jace accidentally shoots this guy who isn't in a suit of armor, right? Just some dude. And they die. Because I think that is very much symbolic of how what they're doing right now, this conflict, like the conflict they had right there is almost like a little mini version of the conflict between the people in Piltover and the people in the Undercity, or like Silco, right? Silco and the people in power in Piltover, perhaps we can say it like that, right? And how people like that dude that Jace shot are the people who are going to die and suffer, and nothing will be done to help them, right? Like, yeah, that's what's going to happen, right? In Silco, like, even if they get Silco out of power, right? If they kill Silco or whatever, a whole bunch of people are going to die, and nothing will be made any better for the people in the Undercity, right? So, rough, I guess. But I guess we gotta get Silco out of power. I don't know. Sure. I wonder what Caitlyn's thinking, you know? Maybe she's thought of a solution. Maybe she's thought of another way. That would be awesome if she somehow solved the show for me, but I don't think so. And she walks out here, and fucking Jinx. I forgot about Jinx. And Caitlyn's dead. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. But fuck. We're screwed. So, yeah. Man, that was a good episode. I am on like 3 hours of sleep right now, which is rough. I hope that didn't affect this episode too badly. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. That's the penultimate episode of Arcane Season 1. So, we got the season finale next time. I am hype. This has been such a good show. I guess that's it. So please subscribe if you enjoy my videos. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. And I will see you in the next one.